In 2021 at Six Flags Over Georgia, we're going to be catching some waves. I don't know how you actually catch waves. Have they got like a massive net and you go fishing? Hello there guys, my name is Coach Chardonster, born but built for theme park, factual entertainment, and welcome to a Theme Park Newsroom update where today we're going to be chatting about Six Flags Over Georgia because they have begun teasing for their 2021 campaign. Now, it's very, very important to mention that we know nothing after this teaser, so we're still very much in the dark. So we're going to look at the teaser, we're going to analyse it, see what it could be. I'm going to throw in some of my own predictions, and then we're going to sort of discuss and see what's the most likely probability from this teaser. So before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now guys, let's get into this video and let's have a look at our teaser. Hashtag catch the wave. I still don't know how you catch waves. I still don't know if you have a massive net and you go fishing for it. I don't know. So officially from their Instagram, the catchword is catch the wave. The wave emoji next to it was posted 3 days ago as of recording this today. And of course Six Flags Over Georgia posted the video which showed some waves before the Over Georgia logo flew in, and of course it faded to black. Now of course I got a screenshot of that video which is already on your screen, and now we're going to talk about what it could be, because I'll tell you something now, there's a lot of interesting predictions. So there we go, not a lot of information to talk about, but that is because the main part of this video is discussing what it could be and what it could mean. Now obviously catch the wave could mean a lot of different things. Now we have to mention this for just for prediction reasons. There hasn't been a brand new coaster at the park since 2018, and that was Twisted Cyclone, their RMC conversion of the Georgia Cyclone. There hasn't been a brand new flat ride since 2019, last year, and that was of course their Pandemonium, but technically you can count this year because they got family thrill rides in Catwoman's Whip and Poison Ivy Toxic Twister. But I'm talking about thrill rides because one of my predictions is a major thrill ride. So in terms of like massive extreme thrill rides, they haven't had one since last year, because the two this year are technically family thrill in my opinion. And it's very important to mention they haven't had a Hurricane Harbor expansion since the park opened in 2014. So since they opened Hurricane Harbor in 2014, they haven't expanded it or added anything new. Now this goes on to my predictions. Now I mentioned in the Six Flags video a couple of days ago, which I talked about this rumour about some ride types mentioned for the parks, and one of the rides mentioned was a turbocharged S&S Screaming Swing. Now I think this is a possible probability of happening because, first of all, even though they had an extreme flat ride last year, I'm guessing they might do 2 extreme thrill rides with a family thrill ride collection in between the two. And also, the tagline mentions catch the wave. So I took catch the wave as a sort of signal that maybe they go along the lines of you're being swung up in the air like the waves on the ocean. So you're literally being caught by the wave and flung up and flung down and flung up again backwards and things like that. And that's where I got the mechanisms of the Screaming Swing from. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together with the catchphrase or the tagline for this teaser and put it together with the turbocharged Screaming Swing, especially if it's the tallest, fastest, longest Screaming Swing. Now let's move on from flat rides and let's talk about the water park. Now I think this is the least of what's going to happen because, you know, I think with this park teasing it now rather than later, I think it's very much going to be a bigger addition for 2021 than other parks. So, you know, we've seen, I mean, I've been told that America's started teasing. There was some videos with 2 lift hills. Someone commented saying they did like some teaser videos with 2 different lift hills of Roar on one of them and different things like that on their Instagram. So, you know, if that's true, then America might be teasing, depending on what the teaser's for. I mean, from the looks of it, it didn't look like any teasers to me. It just looked like, you know, some coaster footage and stuff like that. But that might be a hidden teaser. But it was, as far as I know, Over Georgia's the only one, apart from Magic Mountain, of course, because they already put that teaser picture out months ago, with the circle with the years of coasters. So apart from Magic Mountain, we'll exclude them because we know they're getting a coaster anyway. Over Georgia's one of the only other parks that have started teasing this soon. So Over Georgia could go down the coaster route because they're the earliest to tease them, apart from Magic Mountain, of course. Now, in terms of a coaster route, I think what we're looking at here is either the Premier Rides concept, the S&S concept, or they could go with something different that wasn't mentioned in the article, and something that's gone to Over Texas's Aquaman Power Wave. And it's a lot, and people have said this a few times in the comment section of this teaser on Over Georgia's Instagram page, and that is a Mack Power Splash. Now, I really don't see this coming. I mean, it would be nice, don't forget. I've seen recently their water ride, their Shoot the Chutes ride, Splash Waterfalls, has in fact been dismantled recently, according to sources. So, or it's been dismantled anyway. So it's been closed and then it's been dismantled. So, maybe that's potentially a sign about what's to come. I mean, some people would like to see an S&S launch coaster, like a follow-up to Max Force in that site. I've seen other prediction videos recently. Someone thinks that an Axis coaster is coming for next year at one of these parks. I mean, an Axis coaster would be nice at Over Georgia. And again, it falls in line with the S&S rumour from the article. Premier rides, I mean, something like a West Coast Racers or an Icebreaker with some kind of splashdown element involved. Maybe that could be the theme. Or maybe no splashdown element. Maybe the wave is just the theme of the ride. So I think they could go down either route, but the Mack Power Splash is definitely an interesting one because it wasn't mentioned in the article, but could still be a possibility. But I don't think a Power Splash is the case, especially with Aquaman Power Wave at Six Flags Over Texas being delayed until 2021. So I think they'd rather stick with one Power Splash, but if they invest in two, then you've got, you know, rival theme parks next year with investments. So I think it's, but to be honest, it's between the S&S and the Premier for me, if they were to go for a coaster. Now, I did say in that Six Flags video that I think Darien Lake, Over Georgia and New England are three parks that I could see get the turbocharged Screaming Swing. However, if Over Georgia was to get one of the Ghoster projects, what would that mean for America or St. Louis? Are they going to get smaller editions? You never know. Now, talking about the Hurricane Harbor routes. Now, obviously, like I said, Hurricane Harbor hasn't really added anything since 2014, so, you know, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to add it now, especially with them teasing this soon. So, I think it's a bigger addition than Hurricane Harbor, and, you know, I think that what we're looking at here is something very different. So looking then at all the options, so looking at Hurricane Harbor, we'll rule that out because it's too big for that at this stage of teasing. Looking at the two other routes then, the coaster route, S&S launch, S&S Axis, Premier launch, either a Skyrocket 4, as it, or 3 or 4 call it, or the West Coast Racers route, or looking at a Mack Power Splash, because that isn't completely out of the question. I think how I would rate it is Mack Power Splash 4. I think that's not really the most likely case. Premier, I go for number 3 in the spot, because I think that Premier will go to a different park, if that's the Mystery Coaster project we're talking about. And then it's between the Screaming Swing and the S&S. Now, of course, I'm gonna rule out one of the two S&S coasters from this list of 4. So I'm actually going to rule out the Max Force type launch coaster. I'm actually going to go with the Axis here. So it's between the Axis and the Screaming Swing. So if I was to rate it, I think probably I'd go with the Screaming Swing, because I think it'd be very inventive to literally go on the basis of catching waves and take it as a metaphorical term, as being caught by a wave and flung up and down on this massive swing ride. And, you know, even though Pandemonium was introduced in 2019, I think the park still needed one more extra extreme thrill ride. But maybe Over Georgia's coaster year will be 2022. If it isn't next year, it will be 2022 in my opinion, or 2023 at the maximum for their next coaster project. So I think Over Georgia's going to get a massive thrill ride year. I don't think it'll be the biggest edition, but it'll be definitely one of the biggest from scratch for 2021. Obviously, you've got the delayed 2021s that are going to be in this announcement video on August 27th, on Thursday. But in terms of from scratch, 2021 editions, you know, Magic Mountain's probably going to be the biggest. The other two coaster projects are going to be quite big, but not as big as Magic Mountains, of course. And then you got the major thrill ride, so something like the Screaming Swings would be perfect at a park like Over Georgia. So in terms of names then, just to end the video, I think Tidal Wave wouldn't be a bad name. I think it would pay homage to some old Shoot the Chute rides that have either gone or on the last legs. Obviously St. Louis has been closed and it's probably being dismantled. Magic Mountains, of course, getting replaced along with Green Lantern First Flight for this new Raptor coaster next year. So I think Tidal Wave, they could really give that name some new lease of life and put it into the Screaming Swing. I'll be a bit disappointed if it is a Screaming Swing, but it actually isn't themed to a wave, and it's just themed to water in general, because I think they need to play on the wave thing and catching waves very, very cleverly with the marketing. So I think I'd be a bit disappointed if they didn't play on the catching the waves kind of tagline and played it into the mechanisms of a Screaming Swing. So very disappointed if that happens, but hopefully they do that, and Tidal Wave, which I hope is the name for it, if they're going to use that tagline with the mechanisms of the Screaming Swing, I hope that the name Tidal Wave will be a great name for the ride experience. So thank you very much, guys, for watching my analysis of this teaser from Six Flags Over Georgia. If you see any more Six Flags teasers, make sure you drop us a comment below, and I'll be able to research it, have a look myself, do a video on it if necessary, and of course share my analysis and thoughts on all of this. Thank you very much, guys. My name is Coaster Charles. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss any more thrilling content. Keep living the coaster life, and I'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Take care, guys. Have an awesome day.